Hi everyone, welcome back to yet another vlog and the special edition that I've compiled for the 2025 edition of Tour of Turkey. It felt just like yesterday that we did the 2024 edition of Tour of Turkey. Usually, even before you get to the race, there's a lot of logistics. The team needs to buy flight tickets for everyone, staff members, riders, directors sportifs, soigneurs from all over the world. They send you the convocation, the traveling starts, you leave your house for whatever tour it is you're doing. In this case, it's Tour of Turkey.
Until the seatbelt sign has been turned off.
As you arrive, you'll meet up with your mates, you'll check that your bike equipment is fine, you'll do a pre-race ride, you'll have a chat with the soigneur, see if you've got any injuries or misalignments that he'll work on throughout the week. The mechanic will double check your bike setups, unless your setup has changed since the last time he's seen you. You'll make that modifications, you'll do the pre-race ride, have a massage, dinner, and the next day normally the tour will start. So by now you'll see that we've already won the white jersey on the first stage. There's 7 stages to go, and the question is whether we can keep it or not. And it's a really difficult one to fight for, because you kind of need to make sure everyone that's in the breakaway is not do not have enough points to take the jersey from you, and you kind of have to fight for the breakaway every single day, which means you need really good legs. And this was kind of the scenario we were all in. We took the jersey on day 1. The question is, will we be able to hold it up to stage 8? So what I would like to share with you is this absolutely crazy stage 4 we had behind the scenes at Tour of Turkey. So I'm going to show you some highlights, some behind the scenes, and tell you some stories as the race unfolds. So normally we head off to the start in the car. We didn't. Sometimes the start is close enough, so we'll just jump on the bike, go there and use it as a warm-up, depending on what time you sign on. If you are one of the first teams to sign on, I prefer personally going in the car, because I don't want to go jump on the bike, already have all my kit on, arrive an hour and a half or 2 hours before when I have the sign on, and then sit another hour and a half to 2 hours in cycling kit. That's all sweaty and stuff. So that's just personal preference. Some people don't mind doing that. I've been riding my bike so long, I definitely mind doing that. So I'm usually a guy, I'm not too worried about the warm-up, especially if we just don't start on a category 1 climb. In my normal clothes, and get dressed there, put on the race pins and start focusing. I like keeping my hands busy. It makes me less stressed out. So as we arrive, we would have another meeting, just make sure everything's fine, everyone's on the same page, everything's good. We'll head off to the sign area. Now, if you do not arrive in time, the UCI can fine you. So when your time slot is around 11:50, you try to be there at least 5 minutes before, so you don't get a fine. So then we have a neutralized section, and that's normally about anything from 2 to 15 kilometers long. I don't think I've done a 25k neutral section in my career yet, but a lot of them between 2 to 15 kilometers long. That's pretty standard. So of course you've got the jersey now. You want to stay in a good position all the time in the front. Any move that goes can be the potential breakaway of the day. Now I'm fortunate enough, I already have the position behind the Comcar. So if we were to turn off onto a small road, I would immediately be able to follow a lot of the moves and kind of not get blocked by other teams that already have a rider in front, because that is a normal tactic that happens in cycling, is that as soon as some teams have certain riders up the road, they kind of form a barrage. Now, it's technically illegal, not a block, so they don't aggressively try block riders, but they do quickly fill up the front part of the road, and then it's impossible to pass and the breakaway is gone. So I cannot fall into that trap. So a lot of the times when fighting for the breakaway, you lose so much energy because you kind of have to stay on the outside all the times so that you don't get boxed in whenever a move goes, and there should always be a gap that you are able to pass. But in order for this to happen, you have to be all the time in the front. So trust me, it's really difficult. It's not easy. And you honestly just don't know what the plans of the other teams are. The move can go any moment and a barrage can happen. Now, fortunately, in this specific race, the roads are a little bit bigger than your standard European roads. So that has allowed me to find gaps when I've been badly positioned, get to the front and get into the breakaway. So now that the stage has started, I've given my camera to my trusty mechanic, and he's going to take some footage behind the scenes for you to see, and I'm going to speak through what's happening on this absolutely crazy stage 4 of Tour of Turkey. So already here you can see the flat section has already passed. We've hit a 10k climb. It is quite steep at 6% average, but the Peloton is pulling full gas because they're not happy with the breakaway that's away. And I have missed this move, but I do have a teammate in the breakaway that's actually not rolling with them. He's just sitting on waiting. And as you can see in this there's a lot of riders being distanced or dropped. And you'll even see the little bit of naughtiness of a team car with a lot of riders behind them trying to motor pace back. It's a small tactic. It happens a lot in cycling here and there, but take into consideration this is sprinters, so they're not going to really have an effect at the end of the stage, as this was a really hilly stage with an uphill finish.
How many jets you want? Caffeine?
Mention again, there is no overtake the bunch for today's second team class.
Yeah, I know.
So here I finally come back for feeding, and the breakaway is still not gone. So I'm a little bit nervous going back, and I'm taking some bottles, but as you can see, I'm taking my time because we're on a small downhill sections with a couple of corners, and the roads in Turkey are like ice. So I really have to pay attention if I am taking a bottle, which seems pretty simple, and there's an obstacle or sharp corner, you know, my visibility is also not that good. There's a lot of raindrops hitting my face, my eyes, dirt coming up from the bikes, the cars, everything around me. Visibility is a little bit poor. So I'm just feeding really slowly, because if I was to encounter a section of road where I quickly need to be on the brakes. And the main reason, is, as you can see, I'm feeding with the right arm, and my left arm is my front brake. Okay, and in the rain, you never really want to pull hard on the front brake, especially as you only have one hand on the brakes. So you're only using one braking system as opposed to two. And if I just feather that front brake a little bit too hard on an angle, I'll be dead.
You need the bidon?
Sizi takım arabaları bugün Peloton'u sollamayacak, bilginize.
Another thing you'll notice here is that I'm not wearing a rain jacket or even an undervest. I have a slightly higher body fat than other riders, and that's okay. I love cold conditions, I love rainy conditions, and I don't want to have any extra weight on me, because the sprint point is still coming up and I need to be as light and awake and fast as possible. So of course you do risk getting sick or getting too much cold air on your chest, but it was not that cold. But you know, maybe for a small skinny rider that's at 5% or 7% body fat, it's really important for them to keep on like maybe a windjammer or a rain jacket in this scenario. But because I'm still a little bit nervous, the brake is not gone, there's still a potential for sprinting for the white jersey points here. I have preferred not to have a gabba or rain jacket on and be as light and aero as possible.
Sprint driver results, the win 56 Zabala.
Remember you guys, there is a sprint to get 70. I'm not far. Just
Okay. They wanna know about the timeline, how we done it, how we do it, how we get by. They know I got it, so yeah, they wanna rap mine. Little copycats, yeah, they wanna bite mine. I can't listen to them, you're not in your right mind. Manifesting, you're out to get mine. Finally having the best time. Summertime, yeah, we're gonna take time. Shades on, phones off. When the bassline goes off, you know we can't stop, won't stop. I'll be dancing the morning, off, tune just pops off. Like a fizzed up champers, till your calves get crampers. You know it's gonna pop off. Shades on, phones off. When the bassline goes off, you know we can't stop, won't stop. And we dance in the morning, off, tune just pops off. Like a fizzed up champers, till your calves get crampers. You know it's
Okay, so here you can see us riding in the front of the peloton, keeping a good position. There's not many riders left, all the sprinters are dropped, so that's great, because that means when we fight into certain sections or corners, the bunch is already reduced and I don't have to fight with a bunch of sprinters for positioning on the downhill, because that's really not easy. And shortly after, a big crash happened. Now luckily for us, we were well positioned, so we were in the front of the peloton and we missed it. But here's some of the footage that our mechanic caught of this crash happening.
They wanna know about the character, how we fling it down fast to America. You won't catch me on a holiday in Malaga. That's a girl, but I'm different with the barrister. Yeah, team is strong, talk to my E&R. Beat is mental, bars are sinister. We were building up the block show from the start. Good vibes only, summer's gonna be a lot. Shades on, phones off. When the bassline goes off, you know we can't stop, won't stop. I'll be dancing the morning, off. Tune just pops off. Like a fizzed up champers, till your calves get crampers. You know it's gonna pop. Shades on, phones off. When the bassline goes off, you know we can't stop, won't stop. I'll be dancing the morning, off. Tune just pops off. Like a fizzed up champers, till your calves get crampers. You know it's gonna pop off. Yeah. yeah. Like a fizzed up champers. Till your calves get crampers. Oh no. Yes, gang, you know how we do, man. Chasing the sun cause we're trying to get a good time. Truth is, I'm just trying to make a little plan. Speakers pumping, feet in the white.
Fortunately, Lucas also missed the crash, but he was a little bit blocked by some riders. And here you can see him chasing back and our director having a conversation with him.
Gang, you know how we do, man. Chasing the sun cause we're trying to get a good time. Truth is, I'm just trying to make a little plan. Speakers pumping, feet in the white sand. One man army, moving like a big band. Reunion, tell me where you've been, man. Festival season,
So now that the sprint point has passed and riders that I was definitely not concerned of in the classification has taken some of the points, and now we have the final descent before the final climb. So my tactic here is sit in a good position, leave a couple of bike lengths between me and the rider in front of me, do a safe descent, but still relatively fast. And as I get onto the final climb, I'll just take it easy and save energy for the next day.
2 minutes is a nice little gap, especially for the two Spaniards. And Victor van Eekhout has already shown his aggressive racing style, but 10 kilometre climb is of course something else than the sun is now started to rain in short.
They wanna know about the timeline, how we done it, how we do it, how we get by. They know I got it all, yeah, they wanna rap mine. Little copycats, yeah, they wanna bite mine. I can't listen to them, you're not in your right mind. Manifesting, you're out to get mine. Finally having the best time. Summertime, yeah, we're gonna take time. Shades on, phones off. When the bass line goes off, you know we can't stop, won't stop. I'll be dancing the morning, off. Tune just pops off. Like a fizzed up champers. Till your calves get crampers. You know it's gonna pop off. Shades on, phones off.
So now the stage done and dusted, and you still have to have the ceremony. So it was a long, cold, hard, miserable day, and now you go sit in a tent, still freezing, and you have to get dressed for the ceremony. So as the stage finishes, the race directors have a special designated tent for jersey wearers, and we go there. It's not that hot, trust me, it's not that special. There's no special buffet or cappuccinos or recovery shakes and stuff in there. Your team has to provide all that themselves, but we do have a special designated tent from the organizers, and normally I have a sonia waiting for me so I can put on new clothes for the presentation. What a crazy stage. But I don't understand, because I was sitting maybe fifth wheel with Lucas on the, I bring him to the front, and that's where the big crash happens.
Yeah.
I don't know how he...
No, you have to go in a field to save his face.
Okay.
And some guys are broken arm.
Yeah, no, but I saw that coming. That's why I moved up. Igor was they have no idea how stupid it is. Oh, you guys? Oh,
I don't know about
crazy. I was shitting myself. How is flat today?
Not bad. In car.
What happened today in the back? I just hear crashes. Pam, pam, pam.
It was crazy.
But that was
Three. You already took laundry or no? Hey.
So against all odds, after 8 days, we created a situation where we won the jersey, kept it every single day. We allowed breakaways to go on certain days where we were not present, and make sure that the right people were in there that could not take the points from us on the classification. And here's footage of the last day when we secured the jersey. We won enough points, which meant on the last day we could not lose it anymore.
You look at his profile on the cycling stats, you see these little red remarks after each and every race, and that means the number of kilometres he's been on the attack. And that's a lot. He has been in breakaways quite often. Best of the Lotto team. He'll have to sprint for it, and so does Oliver Matthijs. Looked like they had a little discussion. Are you going to do the lead out for me here? Because he's jumping right onto the wheel of the German of the Bike 8 team is Willy Smit. And the man in red trying to get back to that rear wheel of Willy Smit. This is the final push towards the line for the 5 points. And if he gets those 5 points, he'll know that if he finishes tomorrow's stage, he's going to get that jersey and be on the final stage. 5 points.
I hope you enjoyed this 3-part series with us. It was an unbelievable experience. We learned a lot, we grew a lot, and I look forward to sharing a lot more stories with you behind the scenes as I get closer and closer to retirement and almost closing this beautiful chapter that has been part of my life for a really long time.
Set old dreams, new mediocre, find new ways to overdrive. You can find me out there, look for that circling square. Can you see me? I'm right here. I'm right here. Little too soon, bound to the moon, mystery veils and shadow work.